Hello everybody, my name is Auriga, playing some Battlefield 3 on the PC, and I have important news. There has been 17 minutes of gameplay released on the battlefield.com page, and you can also find the video here on YouTube, of actual in-game gameplay from Battlefield 4, the single player, though, so it's not quite ready for multiplayer, but here I'll give you my breakdown and analysis of the trailer as best as I can. But unfortunately, I'm not able to give you all of the 17 minutes because I haven't received permission from DICE to do that. So I'll just cut back and forth from Battlefield 3 gameplay and from Battlefield 4 gameplay. So yeah, enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the sun glare. We've all been very angry with the sun in Battlefield 3, and I'm sure you heard other people who didn't really enjoy the sun. It's been toned down quite a bit, but I'd say that it's still maybe a little too much. I mean, it's difficult to see the guy shooting down there in that vehicle. And we move on quickly. It seems that this guy has an 870 for a secondary and a grenade launcher, not just an attached grenade launcher, but an actual grenade launcher is 6 rounds. Oh yeah, and also the reason that I'm thinking that the shotgun here is a secondary is because it only has 3 rounds and not a lot of ammunition, so that's a good tell. I mean, the guns don't have a lot of ammunition because they are only secondary. But of all the footage we just saw, I think the most important thing is the loadout that this guy actually had. He had an M4A1, I believe, and then also the 870 with 3 rounds for a secondary. And then I think he changed out his med kit, if that will be introduced in Battlefield 4, for the 6 round grenade launcher. So I think that's the logical explanation. Then also the spotting ability seems to have been altered quite a lot. It seems that you don't spot by just spamming Q anymore, which means that you can't just spot enemies who are hidden in smoke or something like that. So that's a good addition. How it will work out for snipers and people who are trying to spot other targets who are further away than just like 100 meters where it seems to be effective. We'll have to see how that works out for farther ranges. Maybe you can still spot on cue. But in this game, as you see right here, it seems like he has this little pump that he uses half a second to a second to pump up, and it'll spot every target within 100 meters or so. But once again, I don't know if this will be introduced in the multiplayer or if the spotting will be totally different. Oh yeah, and then another little thing I fell over was the damage. At one point you actually see this guy take 30 damage, and right after that he takes 12, which I don't really know what to deduce from that, but I guess there will be a weapon that deals 30 damage instead of 34, which usually in Battlefield 3 guns deal 25 or 34 damage. I don't know about this game. Maybe there's a lot of varied damage multipliers for the weapons. I hope so, but let's see about that. The next thing I want to address is the damage model in this game and how they heal. I haven't seen any ammo crates or med packs so far, but it seems that after the character in this gameplay has received damage, he actually heals up that damage quite fast. I mean, even faster than actually sitting on a med pack. So are med packs removed from this game and changed out with a faster healing system? Natural healing, that is? I don't know. It might be the case actually, because he seems to be healing quite fast, so fast so that throwing down a med pack would just not make any sense, because at the pace that this guy heals, by the time that he's on 1 HP, he can actually heal up to 100 HP in about 4 or 5 seconds. I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but until this point, sure, the screen gets a little bloody when you receive damage, but there doesn't seem to be any suppression at this point in the game. But then an important thing to remember is in the Battlefield 3 single player there was no suppression either. So once again, the multiplayer might just differ on that issue. Oh yeah, and then there's the addition of a secondary scope or a cockable scope. You can cock your gun like 40 degrees or something to the right, and have another scope like here. He has the iron sight, but I don't know if you can change that out with whatever you want. You can go with a 12 times scope, and then also a red dot, for instance, if you're a sniper. I don't quite know about the details about that yet, but it definitely allows for a huge range of customization and different kind of gameplay. But having talked about all the important issues such as suppression and the cockable side and all which I've already covered, there's only really a couple of things left to talk about. And I think one of the important things to still mention is the grenade. As you see in this clip right here, the grenade will actually have a smoke tail, or whatever you call it. That might help you out in the future to kind of see if a grenade is being popped into the room you're just entering. I guess it's better than not having it, right? But besides that, the only thing you can really talk about are the more minuscule things, in my opinion, like which weapons are gonna be in the game, the fact that there's three different nations, the Russians, Americans, and Chinese, and the fact that we're probably gonna be seeing boobies in Battlefield 4. And by boobies, I mean playable girl characters. At least this little footage supports that idea. At least the community is loving the idea of being able to play female characters. I don't really care a lot. I mean, it's not gonna affect your health or how the game plays out. So it's just an addition that people are getting hyped up about. But I think that's actually everything for me. I hope you like this breakdown and analysis of the 17 minutes of gameplay, and I'm sorry I couldn't bring all of it to you guys, but I'm not really big on YouTube, so DICE will not really consider my existence. But if I get big sometime, they'll probably let me do videos on full releases in the future. I don't know, but my plan is to stick around here on YouTube, and hopefully I'll be able to do that in the future. But until then, my name has been Auriga. I really hope you liked this video. Throw a like and a favorite and a subscribe and all that shit. And see ya.